Hello my fiery friends, the Infernoman here with our latest gameplay and exhibition video to show you. In this series, we highlight a random deck on MTG Arena, and it can range from a spicy homebrew to a tier 1 meta deck that's hot on ranked. And if you do like these videos and anything I do, all I ask for you is to give a like on this video and subscribe to the channel so you can enjoy everything from my gameplay, deck techs, booster pack openings, and so much more. If you do like the deck, I will leave a link in the details below so you can give it a spin on Arena for yourself. Keep in mind that these videos will be pure gameplay, no commentary style, so you can enjoy the game, and if you want to, you can see my final thoughts on this deck at the end of the match. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started.
Fix everything. Can. Our eyes are everywhere.
Recoil to the recess of your mind. I abandoned my work.
full without I have a few choices here. What a refreshing thought. Oh, this is genius. For fighting. Ugh, I'd rather forget this fight.
Now this is a juicy secret.
Woo! So that was the match, everybody. A couple of quick notes before I even jump into the deck. So as you see, we actually had a couple more matches that I wanted added in, but this one match alone took unedited about 18 minutes to complete. And even with the edits we did, and of course me speeding up some of the footage between all the cat sacking, we were able to trim it down enough, but I think this one match was enough to prove to you why Obviously, Cat Oven is still a thing. Of course, the deck goes through many names if you haven't noticed already. So you can call it, it's the Cat Oven, Rakdos Midrange, Rakdos Sacrifice. You basically get the idea. So I won't keep you too much on how this deck is meant to work. You probably have seen all variants of it. But this right here is, of course, the current variant that I just wanted to try out of curiosity, and the deck definitely puts in work still. Without the need of constantly having to rely on Luris, now that that's basically out since it's, banned in Pioneer, so therefore an Explorer is going to not be used. We now go back to the original version of it, which is why I dubbed this video the Tag Team Champions, because Mayhem Devil and Cauldron Familiar you saw in this video, there's a reason why these two are nearly unstoppable once you have those combo, of course, out with, obviously, the Witch's Oven. But even with that trio of cards, the deck puts in so much work still. People continually forget that with all that sacking that you do, it just constantly just takes out opponents left and right if they are not prepared to immediately answer every Mayhem Devil you have. And the deck, now with the new tweaks that we see from the best of one variant as I have up on screen, bringing back cards like such as Chandra, bringing back cards such as Priest of the Forgotten Gods, it's kind of like a weird revisiting of some of the original version of the deck. The major updates to this, of course, would be cards such as Unlucky Witness, which, as you saw from the match, we were able to help us fix a little bit more of our card draws instead of having to rely on the light up the stage. And then we also have cards such as Fable of the Mirror Breaker now, only 2 copies, but it still puts in work if this card pulls itself off. Because with this, you can then of course make copies of, say, like Priest, you can make copies of Mayhem Devil, and it just starts going off in an insane way. Of course, the other biggest issue is, keep in mind that the downside with this deck is in best of one, which is what this version is optimized for. You don't really have any graveyard hate, so you might have a bit of trouble against Greasefang. So the only option that you may have is just going to be Hive of the Eye Tyrant, of course, in the main deck. But again, the deck, as you see, is of course designed for best of one. So even though you can see off to the side here, I threw together the quickest options that I thought would help the deck if you really want to play this in best of 3. But again, don't look at my take on it as absolute gospel. It's mostly just going to be what I think would help the deck the most if, again, you wanted to do with this in best of 3. But with that, I honestly don't know what else to say, except you saw from the footage again one more time. I love this deck. It's powerful. Yes, I know people get so annoyed the moment they see that Cat and the Oven come out. Yes, once they see that and the Mayhem Devil, most opponents tend to just kind of quit out immediately. But that's not to say this deck is bad. It is insanely good still, and I'm going to play it a little bit more before the season is up, the ladder resets, and then we'll see if we can climb back up again with this. Not that I need to make another video for that. You've already just seen from this one match where I grinded it out versus that Dimir Planeswalker deck. I honestly at one point was about to quit out because I just didn't want to deal with that nonsense, but I thought, let's see how much work this deck can put in. And as you saw, we were sniping Planeswalkers left and right. We just kept going. The deck has a lot of fuel to it to just keep pushing through. And if you do like it, as always, I will show you, of course, on screen what it takes to put this deck together. It's not cheap, but it is pretty awesome if you are willing to spend the wild cards on it. And I really don't think they're gonna ban any of the cards at this point, so you should be mostly safe if you want to craft this, if you haven't done so already, and put it together to help you rise up in the ranks if that's what you want to do. But otherwise, you tell me in the comments below, would you like to see me do more tier 1 meta decks out there, or are you more interested in my budget jank fun brews? Either way, let me know in the comments below, and I would love to hear from you. That's all I have for you today. Thanks again for watching, everyone, and just remember that no matter what you do play in the game of life, always be sure to burn bright. Later!